Welcome to Anti-Chats and Tarot. Let's get into this chat. Okay, what deck are we going to use? Thank you for joining me. Thank you for all your support on this channel. I really appreciate it. Let's remember, not everything's going to resonate. So take what does and leave the rest. Take what helps you to help yourself and leave the rest. Here we go. What are we talking about today? What can we learn today? What guidance do you have for us today in this message? Let's get into this message. Here we go. Good stuff. Something about fish. Abundance. Page of Pentacles. Queen of Swords. An offer. You're thinking through. An offer on its way. An offer that's already been delivered. Something you're giving a lot of thought to. Speak it out too. I hear speak it out. Like, speak out your thought process, the pros and cons, what you like about this. It's something about hearing yourself articulate it back to yourself that will be helpful. And also something about when you're just talking with yourself in your head, you know, sometimes messages are getting a little bit confusing or muffled. Okay, so speak it out. Speak the dialogue out as you think through this offer. This could be somebody from the past offering you something. They've always been very complimentary. Could be something brand new. We'll find out. 5 of Cups in the reverse. Somebody in the past who regrets not sticking up for you or saying how talented they found you to be. Now they're circling back around and saying those very things. You always held a high place in their heart. I don't feel like it's romantic. I feel like they genuinely love your talent and who you are. Your general nature, your energy, your vibe. And they want to see you, get the credit you deserve, something like that. 4 of Wands. They want to see you in celebration here. Maybe they're even helping you with your love life, because 4 of Wands can talk about an engagement, celebration with a special someone, wishes granted, a big wish granted with regards to somebody. I don't feel like it's this person, though, that you're interested in, but they have some sort of connection to someone you might be interested in. What else do we have here? Yeah, it's new love. Ace of Cups. Or an opportunity that you will absolutely love. I feel like it's a long time coming, but do you, again, I feel you were always in my heart. I want to correct this. I want to make this right. I want to make sure you get your just due for the genius in some particular area that you are. Lots of opportunities come after this one. It's like the floodgates open, I hear. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Don't try to control this, how this comes in, when this comes in. If it's already come in, don't try to control it. Just control how you feel about it. Let's get a little bit more there. Six of Swords. This is going to be very transformational for you. This could also be an opportunity to live somewhere else, could be abroad, somewhere near the water. I feel like let this kind of envelop you rather than you controlling this, and you will see how widespread this is for you. A ripple effect for you. I feel like you have no idea how big this can be. So don't mess with it. Let it be what it's meant to be. 10 of Swords. Like, don't prematurely have some endings here, or something about fear. Don't let your fear close off the big picture here that's supposed to be coming through. Just sit back and let it come to you in its full glory, in its full meaning, in its full abundance. Four of Pentacles, yeah, it's going to be a brand new foundation for you. Things you hadn't anticipated, things that are different, a style that is totally different for you. It's also about so many people's love for you coming in that they're finally taking action on. Just an abundance of flow towards you, that kind of energy. People's love for you. I feel like a lot of it is platonic, but just loving who you are as a person. Some of this could be romantic. Two of Pentacles, Three of Wands, Emperor in the reverse. It's going to be a little bit dizzying for you, out of sorts feeling at first, because it's an energy you're not used to, or it could be just an energy you've never had before. And Spirit's saying, just roll with it. Don't question it. Don't try and change it. Don't try and tamp it down, so that you're more comfortable, like messing with it somehow. Let it come in its full. Let it come in full, and just let it come to you and experience it, because it's time for your ships to come in, the biggies. And also it's time for that part of your life to rev up for the goodness and what you've done for others. It's time for a reciprocation. Because non-leaders, people that wanted to take from you, not give you your just due, not give you credit, not meet you literally or figuratively when you asked for what you were worth. Those people who were too busy for you, had to focus in on themselves, what you could do for them reaching their goals. This energy is being handled by the divine. Four of Cups, Ace of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. This didn't go unnoticed how you were treated. There is justice here. The non-leaders that took from your uniqueness and made it work for them, but then it never gave you credit. Okay, I see a lot of world travel here available to you, or the world opens up for you. You've got the Ten of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and the Four of Cups. I think I said that, but like this energy is very overwhelming, where you will be kind of overtaken and have a sense of a little bit of confusion. Big money coming in. Truth comes in. The truth comes in. People stand up for you that should have stood up for you a long time ago. And with that comes your just due, that money or whatever meeting you wanted to have that would have improved your status or finance in the way of, this is what I'm worth. And they wouldn't give you the time of day, or they even made fun of you, or they ignored you. The truth comes in here, and you are given what you are worth. That meeting finally takes place, whether that actually takes place or Spirit makes the energy take place in your life in such a way where there's payback, where you are seen. Yeah, I see it's more the latter here, where Spirit makes this happen and gives you a gift. And it's the payback for whomever acted like a leader and wasn't and didn't want to acknowledge your worth, or even some of you who said, I'd like to have a meeting, or I want to talk about my salary, and you were ignored. Spirit comes in here and makes the difference, makes the justice happen. Tower, Nine of Cups, Hangman. These people wanted to avoid a tower. They knew they were in the wrong. They knew they were paying you and others way below what they were asking of you in the way of work and talent that they were using up. But by letting Spirit deal with this and you not dealing with this, not getting involved, you held your head high and maybe you left this situation, it comes back around with wishes granted here. Wishes granted. Spirit says, take a look at all the angles here that have happened. Take a look at this situation from the past, or maybe it's happened to you multiple times, and connect the dots as to what's happening to you now. Because it's not, here's what I hear, it's not out of the blue. If it feels out of the blue, it's not out of the blue. It's an accumulation of things that should have happened for you that Spirit's making sure does. Should have happened and didn't, that Spirit steps in and makes sure does now. It'll come in the form, though, of quite a few people who just adore you. And one in particular who's kind of leading the mission here, leading the charge. Ace of Wands, Ten of Wands. Yeah, I feel like this is past and present energy, a renewed sense of just exhilaration for what you're doing and what your life is all about, versus burdens and tiredness and just one more thing. I'll just do just one more thing. I feel like a lot of you were saying that a lot in the workforce. I'll just do this one more thing. And then it became 10 more things, 20 more things, until you were really burnt out. And then when you sought help and asked for help and were honest and authentic and brave enough to say, look, I really need to come to terms here with the level of work that is burning me out. People didn't take you serious. They laughed at you. They made you smaller, but they were the ones who were small. And that is why they couldn't deal with this situation, because they weren't leaders. They were emperors in reverse. Chariot. This moves quickly. I just hear vindication, but in a jolly sort of way. The jolly vindication that is coming your way. Because I don't feel like you have. I feel like you have a sense of where was the justice there, but I don't feel like you have a vindictive type of nature. Six of Pentacles. Yes. Yes. Abundance abounds. Great abundance here. Great generosity coming towards you from others that you are very deserving of. You are one in a million. People knew that in the past. They have been divinely guided to do something about that finally, even though it feels like it's taken a long time. Try to remember that time is fluid. And so even though to you each day was forever, in a series of months, weeks, years, thinking about things as fluid, the divine steps in and makes some changes here quickly. It happens quickly, but the process has been in the works. Yeah, you've always felt alone here, like a lone wolf. Where are your flowers? Where is the gratitude for things that happened years ago? It comes in now. Even when you felt like you were alone, people always held you in high regard in their mind, spoke well of you, maybe quietly at first because it was something controversial when you left this scene, but they've gradually risen up with confidence to finally be talking more boldly and wanting to take a stand here for you. Make something happen for you here. Death is sideways. Nothing really died out there. People, like I said, kept you in mind. They kept you in mind. They maybe, group mentality or fear for their jobs, they kept things on the down low for a while. But they always had every intention of rising back up with this and speaking their truth with regards to your situation and everything you did and went out of your way to do for them. Spoken out now, I feel. Wow. And again, wanting to make things right for you. That never died out. It's just taking place now. And I feel for some of you, that's years later. So I do feel like some of you are saying, why did it take so long? Let's find out. 7 of Wands is out here now. Yeah, why did it take so long? Because I've always felt like I was the only one, the lone wolf, standing up for myself against everybody. That type of energy, very, defending yourself and defending your territory and defending your right to be paid what you're worth. Acknowledged for your worth. Why did this take so long? Why does it feel like it takes so long? Again, I hear, remember, time is fluid. So what feels like it took a long time, if you think of timing as fluid, divine timing, it's an abstract concept. I deal with this a lot in my mind, but there is some piece to saying everything happens in divine timing. Okay, and that's part of the letting go we talked about early on. Let go of the expectations. Let go of how this comes in, when this comes in, how this has come in. That type of thing. Be grateful for it coming in. 5 of Wands. Why was this so slow? Why did this have to happen? It's all about competition. You were competition to the non-leaders. That's not anything you don't already know. You knew the score then. But you were hoping that HR would intervene or, people that were leaders would intervene. But I think you were surrounded by a lot of non-leaders, a lot of smoke and mirrors in this group of quote-unquote leaders, okay? And, just that controversy and that dynamic of keeping everything discombobulated rather than getting to the truth of things and paying people what they're worth for an example here. But I think that's in large part what a lot of people are dealing with here if you're resonating with this message, or we're dealing with. It's keeping that discombobulation going forever so that you never have to deal with anything and make things right. That's your non-leaders, and that's the energy they were in and kept going and kept percolating, kept bubbling over so that there's, always just confusion and we can't really get to the rights. We can't right the wrongs here. There's no time type of energy. Yeah, judgment. And then Spirit steps in and says, enough. Everything is coming out. Enough of the BS. Okay. All right. What else do we have here, Spirit, in our chat for today? Yeah, I really just feel like really emotional for you is this. Someone who just adored you, but was kind of quiet, has finally stepped up to say what needed to be said long ago. And that's changing the dynamics here. And other people are saying, yeah, I agree. I'm on board with this. Yeah. Until it's just a wave of people saying, give this person their just due. And let's do that right now. Let's stop wasting time and let's do that right now. King of Wands. Yeah. So something comes in here that's very dynamic. And this movement is very dynamic. Like I was telling you, this wave of love for you, a lot of it is platonic. Some saw you romantically and maybe still do, okay, because I do see a little bit of that, but it's just a platonic love for you and what you did for others in some sort of work environment, I feel. Now, for others, if this is applying to another environment, I feel like if that is fitting and this is helping, then run with that. But what I see in the cards is more of a work environment dynamic. Queen of Pentacles, you held your head high. We talked about it. You stayed grounded. You didn't go after these people. You just knew eventually karma would take its turn. Yeah, karma takes its turn now. You're getting your flowers. People are speaking of you in a way they always have, but you're the ones that love you dearly, and so appreciated everything you did for them, personally and professionally. But now it's just finally being spoken out in a loud manner. What else do we have here? And you're fiery as heck. You didn't want to have to go through this situation, but you never let anything or anyone keep you down. And Eight of Pentacles here shows me your fiery way. You were very disappointed with the way this turned out in the workforce, in the work experience that you had, or in this role that you were in career-wise. But you also turned that around within days and said, look, I find something else. That's just what I do. You are not kept down. You're fiery as hell. Fiery as hell, and you always do find something else. You do find something else. You do find something else. But the big part of this message is the love for you is coming out tenfold, loud and bold. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Let's grab an oracle. The love for you is loud and bold. Love that. You are love. People saw that. When you left a big void. People knew you as love, and they have a lot of love for you. Wow. And I'm glad, here's what I'm hearing. I'm glad you're hearing that. It's important that you hear that phrase. Yin. You're not used to this, but as we've said a couple times in this read, let this energy come to you. Practice patience. Let it come to you. And remember, we let it come in full was another part of this message. What else do we have? And for some of you, it will be people you didn't even realize you touched, that your energy alone meant so much to them. It'll be somebody who is so quiet, or someone you didn't cross over with that much, that maybe also is a part of leading this charge, in addition to the one person who is like way in adoration of you, and you will know that person, and that will fit. But there'll be somebody that this person who's always, you're familiar with, who's always loved you, and vice versa, will say, and so also helped me lead this charge. And you'll be like, what? I didn't cross over with that person much at all. So that will be an example to you of how you touch other people without even realizing it, and to what degree. Good for you. Time to take a nap. Yes, this couldn't be clearer. Let this energy come to you. You're not trusting of it because it's been nothing but competition in the workforce for you for so many years, and undermining you and making up false truths about you and rumors and blah, 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 blah. It goes on and on and on. It's not worth even talking about here. But that type of energy that, even you're just like, ugh, enough, done. But you never surrendered. You kept your head high, and all of that trickery. Yeah, it was exhausting, but it's being mutated. I hear it's changing up the energy. Let this come in full. You don't see how it's going to come in. You don't see this even coming towards you. Or like I said, if it's starting to hit now, somebody's made you an offer, but I don't think you know the love behind this in full, or the campaign that's been about you. You don't know about all that in full. Yeah, just a divine flow here of people being jump-started by the divine to make a difference in your life. To recognize what all you have done for them, and to want to reciprocate. Wow. beautiful. Just beautiful. Oh, yes. On the bottom of the deck, it all starts with a higher power here. Yeah. Getting the ball rolling here with others. Yeah. Beautiful messages coming in for you. That is your message. I hope that you've liked it. Please do like, share, subscribe, comment. Please do buy me a coffee. I'd love to get a coffee from you. If you feel inclined, utilize the link below. And until next time, let's remember who we are and let's remember our self-worth. Great message. Great message today.